This album was recommended to me. It took me by surprise. It was actually pretty good, actually. So let's talk about D Nyce's The Diamond Tape. And off rip, I'm not gonna lie. The production and everything was not the production. The presentation was great. He had the link tree was fantastic. His the whole diamond themes he had going on. Him eating the diamonds in his uh promotion link tree thing was pretty dope. Everything about it, I'm not gonna lie, the presentation was fucking fantastic. So I fucks with my nigga D Nyce from Chicago. I learned a lot. So let's dive into this. D Nyce's The Diamond Tape. I guess it's the third installment. I haven't listened to the other two, but I will probably check it out because after this album, I kind of want to dive in and see what he's about. So let's talk about off rip Diamond Cutter. It wasn't bad actually, right? Sorry, I'm looking at my notes. It wasn't bad actually. It wasn't what I was expecting at all. Found out right away that D Nyce can rap. He can really rap his ass off, which is dope. The vibe was cool. First song wasn't bad. Like I said, I like the diamond theme he had going on. Definitely a solid first song, Diamond Cutter. Let's talk about Ball Hard. Ball Hard. I wasn't a big fan of it really. King Louis verse was pretty tough. And I think if we talking about the King Louis that I know, I mean, that shit was fire. I mean, and it's one of them songs that the song was, I wasn't a fan of it, but it's just one of those songs that just need a better cadence. You know, I like his currency feel. He got this like that Mac Miller, that currency fat sound. You know, it's definitely a song that you can ride to, but it just wasn't my jam. So then we talk about Grind. He was rapping what each letter meant in Grind, and when he said the N is for nigga please, that shit was funny. That shit was kind of tight, which I wasn't expecting. So Grind was cool. But one thing good off the project for the first three songs, it is very cohesive, which I talk about in like a lot of my other reviews. Like having a project, an album that is very cohesive is like one of the best things that you can do as an artist, which I fuck with. And the beat switch up, like let's talk about that beat switch up. It was crazy. It like I was like, hey, I was like, hey, bro, kind of hard. And then I don't know if that was him singing on it as well, but whoever was singing that last end part of Grind, I was like, yeah, this shit was fire. That was like probably, well, up until that point, 3 songs in, that's my favorite song. I was like, that shit tight. But yeah, whoever it was, slid. Or Atlanta, it really wasn't my jam. It was probably the first song where I was like, is meh, like I couldn't ride with it. Probably people like it, I'm not sure, but Atlanta, I wasn't a big fan of. Higher Living. And at this point in the album, one of the issues that I have, like, it is very cohesive, but it's missing like this ride, right? It's missing that kind of take you up and down, you know, kind of thing. And that's what makes projects like great. So you can be cohesive where all the music feels the same, but it doesn't all have to sound the same, right? And at this point, I did kind of feel like all the songs kind of sounded the same, more so than they felt the same. They felt the same and sounded the same, which if it was like 5 songs, perfect. But yeah, it had 12 songs. So if it was like 5 songs, all the songs sounded the exact same, that's fine. But because it was 12 songs, I was like, but it's not bad. It's just, like I said, it's almost too consistent. Because like there's no real highs and there's no real lows. It's like this the whole time. There's no high and no low. But it's one of those things that will deter like listeners from listening because you don't give us no up and down emotion, like which truly makes like great albums, right? So then you got Walked In. Walked In, I think was meh as well, but all the features on this project are fucking fire, all of them. Whoever's in your camp can rap. Everybody can rap. They all can spit. I fuck with that. This album is very original. I think what would help a song like Walked In is somebody else singing the hook or somebody else writing the hook or vice versa. However, because I think when I fall victim to this too as an artist, as a writer, right? It's like we don't have 1,000 singers to our disposal, so we got to do what we got to do, right? So I just think a song like that, if he had somebody else on the hook or somebody else writing, it would go so much farther, because I can tell he's very talented, but there are times where these moments need other people. I've always found that out about myself. I am truly in my bag when I'm working with other people, because other people just hear things differently. Other people see things differently. You're going to see things and you're going to think it's always right. One thing that, my OG let me know when he was mixing one of my records was, he was like, don't fall in love with the song, because it should change and it can change. And there's a better version of your song that you don't see that somebody else can. So it's just one of those places where I think if he had somebody else sing the hook or somebody else write the hook and he sing it, or somebody else just do both, like it would go so much farther, because, but it's all right. It's no big deal. I mean, but that song was kind of meant for me. Then you got Play a Circle. Again, I'm not crazy about this song until like I listen, but it is the first song that I listened to right away twice. Because I was like, dang, this song got so much potential. It's like you just need that sauce on it. Like you just need somebody just with a different sauce. You know what I mean? And like I said, it really comes down to the cadence of the hooks, not necessarily how they're written, but how they are sung is the issue, right? Because the beat giving us the highs and the lows, but the hook isn't, right? But like I said, it's so funny because I ran back Play a Circle, and Play a Circle probably is the song on the album that I think has the most potential to go like nuclear, like go viral, go all the way up to the top. Like Play a Circle is actually pretty dope. And he can rap. Like he can rap. His verses are fine. I feel like not one song I was like, oh, let me turn this rap off. Nah. My nigga can rap, right? That's not the issue. So it's so funny because I heard it back. I was like, damn, man, this hook got so much potential, right? But yeah, Play a Circle is cool. It's probably my second favorite song on the album. Grind of Play a Circle. Yeah, that shit tight. And it's funny because from this point on, the album went fucking nuclear. It started to go crazy because Free Game was cool. Because I was like, damn, bro got the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen on the features. And like I said, every feature was hot. So Free Game was cool. And then you on to one of those, third favorite song off the album. And, this song, one of those probably is the best well put together song on the album. It's fucking hard. And then I was listening because I was looking at the names of the song, but I wasn't looking at the features really till after. But then but Armani K, yo, whoa. Armani K went fucking crazy. And then he doubled it up with Airplane James. I said, wait, is this nigga from Chicago or LA? I said, how did he get Airplane James on this motherfucker? This nigga Airplane James went fucking crazy on this motherfucker. I said, yo, I've read this back. I read this song back. I said, this nigga knows what he's doing. This song was a 10 out of fucking 10. I said, you got the West Coast bias on this song, G, for sure. Because one of those is hard, nigga. That shit was a 10 out of 10. Highly recommend. Fucking hard. Then you got Coconut. I will say Coconut is probably the biggest skip on the album. I don't have much to say about it. It had my biggest skip, and then then Belize as well was meh. Belize was meh, and then Model X was cool to go out with. I think Model X was a good song to go out with. Overall, I think D Nyce can rap his ass off. I definitely think you just need a team of people in the studio with you that all have different ears. That's it. Not to change what your vision is, but just to heighten it. Because people think that, you got writers, and let me say something. It doesn't matter. Like, it does not fucking matter. We need writers. Like, you can't write every single song. And it's not because you can't do it. It's because You're one person, and that's why we all need a team. I think this album is decent. I give it like a 4.5 out of 10. Um, like I said, I just think the songs can be so much better with just different kind of hooks, because we see that D Nyce can write the hooks. We see that. We see he can write, he can sing it. But at the end of the day, it's like I said, you're one person writing these hooks, and they all sound fairly the same, which is not a bad thing. But because the album is 12 songs, it was very repetitive. So that's my take on it. He can rap his ass off. Like I said, one of those is hard. Play a Circle's hard. Grind is hard. Diamond Cutter is hard. Model X is cool. But yeah, that's my take. Like, follow, subscribe. The Carter Godfather. Thank you.